Sound is an interesting thing, especially on the saxophone. For the last couple of weeks, I've been really struggling with my sound, like not happy with anything that's coming out of the horn, which has made practicing way harder than normal, and it's already really difficult for me. I went through a bunch of different reeds. I even switched horns. Look, I'm on my, this is my super balanced action instead of my main guy over there, my Mark 6. And changing gear is not something I recommend ever. In fact, I strongly advise against it, but I just couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I started to realize it's not the horn or the reeds, it's this room. This room hasn't been tuned yet. It's soundproofed, yes, that's awesome, but it hasn't been like attenuated. I need to get somebody who knows what they're doing with real ears to come in here and tell me how I can make it sound great. The problem is when I play the horn, it's like the sound just comes out and it spirals up, I don't know, into the vaulted ceiling or something. It's just, nothing's coming back at me. It made me think that, you know, a lot of times people might be struggling with their sounds, and boy, what a difference it makes if you're not playing in a position where the sound's coming back at you. Let me give you an example. I found this one spot in my room where it sounds really great when I play, and the spot is here. If I just stand here and play like right about here, so that the bell is like, so my sound is hitting this speaker, this monitor speaker, and coming back at me. For some reason that works. It doesn't work playing up against the CDs. It doesn't work playing up against the bookshelf, against any other wall. The closest thing I've found is positioning the music stand like somewhere about here, so that I'm basically, I don't know, 6-8 inches away from it. And that way the sound is, you know, bouncing back up at me somewhat. I suppose before we go any further, we should address the elephant in the room, which is, if you were following my vlogs from before, like pre-episode 64, I took a family vacation. I was like, hey, I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna just not do the vlog while I'm on that vacation. And then what happened was it got really hard to pick it up again. Well, I went on tour with Snarky Puppy. We were all over Asia, and honestly, I filmed a ton of that.
Thanks very much.
Have a nice one.
All right, thank you. I wonder what the check-in for China Airlines is. I'm not sure how this happened, but I forgot to pack shorts, and it's like 95 degrees here.
Oh, that's right. That's your...
I'm filming.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're on Candid.
You should have put your suitcase in your room.
Cool. The other bags are on my person.
Okay, great.
So.
No, but we can video. We can
video post?
What a Bob Reynolds vlog. Yeah. We're in Taiwan. Chris Bullock, Pei-Ching Su.
You could do like a full internet.
Hi.
How does that work? It literally, it skips 10 numbers. I have no idea what time it is right now. I thought I was gonna do the vlog there, but there was just no way with all the traveling and the gigs and the hotel internet and the lack of, you know, just it wasn't possible. And then like the longer it went on that I wasn't doing, the harder it seemed to get back into it, to the point where for the last couple weeks I've been like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, but I've been basically scared to start again, because I've thought, well, what if I can't keep going? Or what if I really don't have anything interesting to say? Or maybe it's not, I don't know. In the meantime, let's talk about John Coltrane for a second. So I was reading this book because I was getting bummed about my practicing, and I went back to this book that I first read in junior high. I had just gotten into the saxophone and my mom got it for me. It's the first book I remember devouring at a time when I wasn't yet interested in reading, or anything I had read up to that point was something I had to read. This was the first book that I wanted to read. I still have some bookmarks. This is like a bookmark from when I was, I don't know, 14 years old. There's 2 places in this book where the author takes some creative liberty, I suppose, and kind of sets a scene and talks about Coltrane practicing. And the second one, like later in his career and his development, if I can find it, page 101, I'll just read a section. John Coltrane is practicing. He is in the bedroom of his apartment. The tape recorder is running and he is standing, feet slightly apart and toes point, blah, 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 blah. But he goes on to talk to some of the books that he uses. including Sigurd Rascher's 158 Exercises for Saxophone, which I think after reading this, I ordered that book, and that's been one of the big books for me. I still to this day use it and love it. So I'm reading this stuff about Train, and somewhere in here, it talks about 3 albums that Coltrane recorded within like a couple days of one another. And I've read this book, I have the albums, and I never put these pieces together. And here's the thing, I mentioned this in an earlier vlog about like a post-liner note age or an age after liner note. Context for music being so crucial. So check this out. Coltrane, you know, he has this famous recording, My Favorite Things, okay? Really put him on the stage in a mainstream way. But dig this, he recorded the 4 songs on this October 21st, 24th, and 26th, 1960. There are 5 songs on this album. And this album was released, I forget the release date, it's in this book somewhere. But this album was released first, and then a year later, when this was a huge smash, he sold like 50,000 copies of this, and now everybody coming to see him at a club wanted to hear him play My Favorite Things. On the same day that he recorded like Summertime and, not My Favorite Things, but on the same frickin' day, he recorded Coltrane Plays the Blues, okay? 7 songs, also recorded October 24th, 1960. And these stories, these liner notes, I just went back and read them all, and they got me excited to listen to these albums again, which is why I'm transcribing whatever this blues is, Blues to You. Okay, so My Favorite Things from that session, Coltrane Plays the Blues, and also freaking Coltrane's Sound, which has The Night Has a Thousand Eyes, Central Park West, Liberia, Body and Soul, 2 versions, Equinox, another huge song of his, Satellite, his like Coltrane changes applied over the changes to, what the heck is it, How High the Moon, 26-2, which is his Coltrane changes applied to Charlie Parker's Confirmation, an alternate take of Body and Soul. So 26-2, Equinox, Satellite, Body and Soul, Central Park West. I mean, this is a seminal Coltrane album. This album was recorded, this blew my mind, on October 24th, 1960. So on October 21st, October 24th, and October 26th, 1960, Coltrane recorded these albums. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, in less than a week. Some of this on one day. All right, that's it. That's a really rough vlog. I'm gonna try to jump back into this. I have a lot of footage from the tour in Asia. It was a lot of fun. A lot of things have happened since then. My son started walking. You got it, bud. Yeah. We'll see where it goes from here.